Welcome back to Creepy Me TV. For this episode, we will go to Kaohsiung, Taiwan. Kaohsiung, in southern Taiwan, is a lively city that blends culture and modernity. It boasts a beautiful waterfront, a bustling port, and a rich array of attractions. The city is also known for one of its most notorious incidents that sent shockwaves in Taiwan in 2005. This was an original true story that later inspired one of the best-grossing Taiwanese horror films on Netflix called Incantation. Now, let's dive into the original story in details. The incident happened in Kaohsiung, Gushan District. Gushan District is best known for its beautiful bay areas and rich local cultures. It is also an important religious hub, where you can find various places of worship for Taoism, Buddhism, and other religions. Going to local temples and places of worship is part of the locals' way of life. Living in Gushan District, Ngoc Man Street is where the protagonist of the incident resides. On April 11, 2005, a normal Monday in the afternoon on Ngoc Man Street, Gushan District, Taiwan. A neighbor of Mr. Wu was enjoying his time watching TV at home. Suddenly, a series of loud knocks disrupted the quietness. Surprised, he got up and opened the door, only to find Mr. Wu, his neighbor. Standing there with a look of anxiety and exhaustion. As if something dire had happened, Mr. Wu urgently asked for an ambulance to be called, and then quickly left, not elaborating on the situation. Confused, the neighbor hurried to Mr. Wu's house, receiving no response to his calls and detecting a strange odor. He raced to the third floor. There he discovered Wu Jinu, Mr. Wu's 28-year-old daughter, lying motionless on the floor alone. Panicked, he immediately called for an ambulance. Soon after, the sound of the ambulance sirens pierced the tranquility of Gushan District. Stopping right in front of the Wu family's house, the medical team rushed Wu Jinu to the hospital, but unfortunately she did not survive. During the hospital examination, doctors found several unusual scars on Wu Jinu's body, an abnormal sign that led them to notify the police. The Gushan District Police quickly arrived to investigate. An autopsy revealed that Wu Jinu had suffered from multiple organ failure due to extreme exertion, with round burn marks from incense, suggesting a spiritual ritual. She had passed away about 2 days prior. The police sealed off and investigated the Wu family's home. They found a cloth with the 8 trigram symbol and a mysterious red 8 trigrams object, along with yellow talismans hung at the door, indicating a potential link to spiritual practices. From outside, through the window, they could see talismans plastered inside the house. Notably, on the third floor, a series of black clothes were hung out, adding to the house's mysterious and gloomy atmosphere. Upon entering and going up to the third floor, the police were greeted with a strong, unpleasant smell. The walls and ceiling were covered in various talismans. The room was in disarray, with belongings scattered and broken. Every corner of the house was filled with talisman papers and rice and salt all on the floor, characteristic of some spiritual ritual, raising many unanswered questions. In the large, silent house of the Wu family, no one was present. In the corner of the living room on the third floor, a prominent altar stood, on which a statue of Ngoc, a folk deity in Taiwanese culture believed to ward off demons and ensure the healthy development of children, was placed. In the dining room, the table was set as if for a meal. Instead of food, bowls and plates were filled with water and talismans, and dishes were replaced with feces. This scene left the police officers feeling horrified and shuddered. Remarkably, all other family members had mysteriously disappeared at the time, leaving no trace behind. Following this lead, the police visited local spiritual sites and eventually found the 5 remaining family members at a temple in Daejeon City. Notably, they all bore bruises and burn scars, similar to those on Woo Jinu. A bizarre belief seemed to have consumed their minds. They thought Woo Jinu was still alive, and her actual death was merely the demon inside her. This revelation not only deepened the mystery of the case, but also unveiled a strong spiritual conviction that may have led them down this troubled path. The police quickly took them to the station for questioning. However, all remained silent. Eventually, Mr. Wu, the father, broke the silence. His explanation was shocking. They believed that revealing what had happened would attract demons to abduct them for disclosing secrets. On April 11, 2005, a typical Monday, something extraordinary occurred in the life of Mr. Wu Woon, a 56-year-old man and his wife, Tai Yu-jing, of the same age. They eked out a living through various odd jobs. The couple had 4 children. Their eldest daughter, Woo Jinu, 28 years old, the main subject of our story, who lived in Taipei and managed a convenience store, was her boyfriend. The other 3 children lived with their parents in their hometown. Woo Mai-hong, the second daughter, worked as a nurse at a local hospital. Woo Mei-ni, the third daughter, 22 years old, was a university student and frequently visited home during breaks. Finally, Woo Wangruan, the youngest son at 20, worked at a nearby printing factory. The Wu family was known for their deep-rooted superstitions. Not only did they worship various deities, but they also regularly visited temples and shrines. Driven by their fervent belief in possession and the supernatural, each member of the Wu family adopts the persona of a different deity, from the father proclaiming himself as a Jade Emperor, to the mother identifying as a Queen Mother. The family descends into a collective psychosis, blurring the lines between reality and superstition. As the family's delusions intensify, so does the chaos within their home. Violent outbursts, self-harm, and bizarre rituals become commonplace. As a family attempts to ward off perceived evil spirits, they burn each other with incense, hit each other with sticks and spirit tablets, and even resort to splashing feces and urine, and attempt to expel the demons. Amidst the madness, tragedy strikes when the eldest daughter, singled out by her family, falls victim to their delusions, subjected to relentless attacks until her untimely death. Her fate exposes the horrifying extent of her family's collective psychosis and superstition. Following the eldest daughter's death, the remaining family members are confronted with the grim reality of their actions, charged with the offense of abandoning a helpless person, resulting in the person's death. They face legal repercussions for their descent into madness. The case is later deemed a chilling example of mass hysteria, highlighting the dangers of unchecked superstition and belief. However, the family firmly denied the charges, asserting that they were unconscious at the time and lacked evidence to prove their guilt. Consequently, the prosecution decided not to pursue the case. After this bizarre event, neighbors and relatives, fearful for the Wu family, organized a fund to hire a priest to perform cleansing rituals for their house. Gradually, the Wu family's life returned to normal. As time passed, the story began to fade into obscurity. Beyond discussions of collective delusion, various opinions emerged. Some people believed that the concept of evil spirits was merely a self-comforting theory for the Wu family, holding no scientific credibility. The Wu family consisted of 6 members, but the one who faced misfortune was the eldest daughter. She endured many hardships, her body scarred. Yet the Wu family steadfastly believed in the theory of demonic possession to explain their guilt. Others speculated that the Wu family's tragedy might have been influenced by external superstitions. They believed the family's search for spiritual guidance was in vain, as no temple could assist them, leading to the tragedy. However, some shared the opinion that the Wu family indeed faced demonic attacks, and the temple priests tried to help but were overpowered by the malevolent forces. The truth of the matter may only be known to the Wu family. The story ends here, and we hope to share more terrifying stories with you soon. Goodbye, and thank you for following along. Don't forget to subscribe.